Joe, we'll start with the obvious. You guys, start with the obvious. You guys had that kind of the last few years. You guys have started off pretty strong and had some poor stretches there. Middle of the season last year, into the season 2 years ago. Why won't that happen this year, or why do you guys think that will or won't happen? Assume you think it won't.
Yeah, obviously don't think it won't, but I just think attacking each game the same, having the same mindset each game, not preparing differently for a huge team like Florida State or the first game like Troy. So attacking each week the same, preparing the same, and being consistent throughout it all. Also, I think our strength staff has done a great job. Towards the end of the season last year, we came on really strong. I think we were physically stronger than a lot of our opponents we faced, just because a lot of teams wear down, but we got stronger as the year progressed. So I think sticking to still lifting throughout the season and being consistent will help us to avoid those rough stretches.
Joe,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You and the other two seniors on the offensive line, are y'all taking it upon yourself to be leaders this season?
Yes, sir. I think naturally we've come into it being the most experienced on the offensive line. And, we've seen tough games, we've won big games, and I think the young guys look to us to, be an example out there on the practice field, and especially for these first couple games, because, the nerves are going to be high for the younger guys. But I think, remaining even keel throughout the game and focused is going to help them a lot.
Joe, one of the question marks coming into the season was depth on the offensive line and the tackle positions. How do you see that shaking out now heading into week one?
Well, Coach U likes to rotate us a lot. We've got to be prepared for any kind of situation. There might be injuries that happen. So myself, Alex Barr, Blue Richardson, Tyler Jones, all be getting a lot of reps to tackle. And so I think that competition kind of makes us better. And, we rotate into the guard area too. So right now it's looking like Will and I, but any of those four guys can play tackle really at a high level, and we're excited for that first game.
Do you see some significant depth being developed?
Yes, sir. Bryce Kennedy's always been strong. Garrett Bradbury's been a good surprise coming over from the start at tight end. Now he's a D-line. Now he's playing guard. He's done really well for us. And then Tyler Jones being that kind of sixth guy, he's really a really good offensive lineman too. So there's a good amount of depth in the offensive line.
Joe, every year it seems like at least in the ACC, there's one team that has some really upped expectations. Seems like you guys are one of those teams or that team this year. How do you guys feel about, obviously, you guys are concerned about your own team, but it seems like your own team motto is trying to raise your own expectations. How do you guys feel about that whole, maybe NC State is going to be a really good team, a 9-10 winning team this year?
We just feel confident. I don't think we're going to go into a game this year thinking we're the underdogs or we can't be on the same level as, the Florida States and Clemsons of the world. We competed really well against Florida State last year, and that I think that showed a lot of the country that we're not that far behind them. And now I think this year it's going to be a pretty even playing field, and so we've got confidence going into each game that we can play with those guys.
And just to follow up on that, how much of a transition is that? Because like you said, you shouldn't feel like you shouldn't feel like you're the underdog, but I know that was a thing you guys struggled with at times last year, trying to find the right mental, believing that you guys could play with these teams. And, how far have you guys come with that mindset?
Oh, a lot. It's been it has raised the bar has been the mantra for this off season and fall camp, and we just feel like we've improved a lot from last year, and we've gotten stronger, and our chemistry's built a lot since last year. So I'm excited for this season.
So among the young backs have you been impressed with in preseason camp, and what difference does it make in those first two games being without Shannon?
Well, Reggie Glaspie's done a really good job for us. He's in the spring with us, and he runs really hard, and it's fun because he's a really physical back, and for an offensive line, when you have a physical back, it makes blocking a lot easier, a lot more fun, and you want to block harder for those guys that want to get the extra yard. And honestly, half the time I don't even know who's the running back there because we have so much depth there, so many good players. So we don't worry about who's on the field, who's off the field. We just worry about making holes for whoever's back there, and we know they're going to hit them. We have a lot of confidence in them, so that's our main focus.
Joe, back here, when Coach first got here, you guys took your lumps early in his career here. How has he gotten this team to this point where you guys are thought of the way you are now? He's building depth and bringing players in. How did he accomplish that?
I think it's just his mentality. He comes in every day with a lot of focus, a lot of energy. He's excited to be around us, which is makes it a lot more fun for us, and we're starting to really believe in his system. And the first year kind of had those bumps, as you said, but he's turned this thing around, and so now the expectations are really high, and can't be more excited.
Going up against the D line this fall, is that a strength for NC State this season, and what players have stood out for you?
The defensive line they've done really well. Mike Rose, fifth-year senior, he's very impressive on the field. He's a handful to block. He's done really well. Bradley Chubb has also come along very well. He's a young guy, but he's very athletic on the edge. And then B.J. Hill, he's a force at nose tackle, and I'm excited to watch him make plays this fall.
Joe, left tackle is kind of a pressure position. You've gotten a lot of reps there in preseason. Just talk about the challenge and how you relish that, and how you think it's all going to work out.
Well, it's exciting. Playing different positions is fun. It is a challenge, but I think Coach Hugh's done a great job of. He always sprinkles in reps for different guys, different positions. So it wasn't like it was completely new. I played my sophomore year left tackle, so I kind of have some background there. But I think going against defensive line helps a lot. Mike Rose and Bradley Chubb are two of the really premier, I think, defensive ends in this conference. So taking reps against them every single day has, I think, really improved our offensive line and myself as a player. So just that has helped a bunch.
Mike Rose is kind of a known commodity, but Chubb's not. How good is he?
You'll be surprised. He's very fast and athletic and physical. So it's going to be a good 1-2 punch for those two guys on the edges.